Good Thursday, family and friends. Our weekly message coming out from Our Lady of the Valley and Holy Cross parishes right here in Wayne on another rainy day. You know, I don't know about you, but our staff and our volunteers, we are still recovering from last week's festival, our annual family festival here at Our Lady of the Valley. And in spite of the rain, we had the one day that we couldn't open, and the weather was not perfect on some of the other days. We still did very good. We're still doing the accounting. We still have some invoices to pay. And so we don't have a final number yet of what the profit was for the parish, but that'll be coming out soon. But I think we did quite well in spite of the weather and other things going on during that week, because there were several other events happening in the Wayne area last week as well. But one of the things that I really enjoyed most about the festival when I was walking around, seeing so many people of different cultures, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and I probably heard at least 7 or 8 different languages spoken on our field during that week. And that was such a wonderful thing to see. So many people coming together, different backgrounds, different faith traditions, different cultures, different languages, really to have fun and celebrate the spring weather. But for us here at Our Lady of the Valley, remember, we're still celebrating Easter, and we're still celebrating our new Holy Father, Pope Leo. But it was wonderful to see so many people. But I really want to take a moment to thank all those who made the festival possible, particularly the volunteers. Some of the volunteers were here every night. Some of the volunteers just showed up and said, hey, I have a couple hours free, what can I do to help? And so many people came, and the volunteers are so necessary to make the festival a success. And so I really want to shout out and thank all of them for all their work. In a future bulletin, I'll probably be naming certain people to thank publicly, but I just really, first of all today, thank all the volunteers who helped during that week to make the festival a success. And it was a success in spite of the weather. So hopefully when you came, you had fun, enjoyed the rides, enjoyed the games, enjoyed the great food, and just enjoyed being with people out on our field, celebrating Our Lady of the Valley, celebrating Easter, and celebrating our Holy Father, Pope Leo. This coming weekend, particularly on Monday, we observe Memorial Day. I will be on Memorial Day morning. I will be at Calvary Cemetery with Bishop Sweeney for the annual Memorial Day Mass that we do there every year. And so if those of you want to come, that Mass is celebrated at 10:30 in the rotunda of the Calvary Mausoleum. So that'll be Monday at 10:30. But one of the things, I always have an endearing memory of Memorial Day. It goes back to my childhood growing up over in West Caldwell. You know, many times my mother's parents, my grandparents were also my godparents, they would come and join us on Memorial Day, and we would be there for the annual Memorial Day Parade, which was done between Caldwell and West Caldwell. And one year, as you know, if you're familiar with Bloomfield Avenue, it goes through Caldwell and West Caldwell. On one year, they would start in Caldwell and process down to West Caldwell, and the ceremony would be there at the town hall. And the next year, they would begin in West Caldwell and go up Bloomfield Avenue for the ceremony at the Caldwell town hall. But one of the things I always remember, we would get there at the end of Lane Avenue to watch the parade, because we lived on Lane Avenue. And we'd get there early to set up our lawn chairs for the parade, and my grandfather would be there. And any time a contingent walked by, whether it was a military contingent, whether it was a band, whether it was the Little League, whether it was the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, if that contingent had an American flag at the head of it, my grandfather would stand up, place his hand over his heart until the flag passed. And he'd probably be doing that several dozen times during the parade. And that's one of my most treasured and enduring memories of Memorial Day, watching my grandfather, who had been in the military, and my father was in the military, and my uncles had been in the military, watching him on that day. Gave me such pride to see all those service people that we honored, those who died in defense of our country. And that's really what we do on Memorial Day. We remember all those who died in defense of our country, that you and I can have the freedoms we have. So particularly on Monday, Memorial Day, make sure you take a moment to pray and to thank all those who serve, who are still serving, but particularly remember in prayer those who died in defense of our country. It's so very, very important for us to celebrate that every year and to remember them. And so hopefully we'll have good weather for Memorial Day, for the parades and so forth, but we have rain right now. But again, thank you for all those who came to the festival, and particularly all those who volunteered to work at the festival. And you'll be hearing more about the festival in future messages as we finally get our figures together and come up with that final total of the profit the parish made that helps us with our many ministries here. But again, thank you for listening. Enjoy these days, and we'll see you over the weekend here at Our Lady of the Valley or at Holy Cross. Thank you very much.